I want my kid to learn life lessons from soccer. I hear this all the time from parents bringing their kids to soccer. But then the parents start interfering with to fix their kids' challenges, complaining about the referees or other parents, and ask if all the problems come from the fact that their kid doesn't play in their favorite position. After decades of experience as a player, a coach, and generally an older person, I want to share the life lessons I've learned from soccer. Number one, the greatest things are simple to achieve, but not easy. In soccer, mastering the basics, passing, positioning, discipline, isn't complicated, but doing it every day, diligently, under pressure, takes real work. David Beckham is famous for his crosses, but he would do only a dozen of them at a game to get one or two chances, while try hundreds at practices during week. And he repeats that for over a decade. The violinist has practiced the same fragment countless of times. The firefighter practices handling the equipment daily, and the surgeon keeps doing the same surgery for most of the career. As Bruce Lee once said, I'm not afraid of a person who knows 10,000 kicks, but I'm afraid of a person who knows one kick but practices it for 10,000 times. To get really good at something, you need to practice it over and over again with intensity and purpose. It will be boring and simple, but it will not be easy. Number two, define your path even if the goal stays the same. The objective in soccer is simple: score more goals than the opponent. How are you going to get there? Up to you. Some teams play counter-attacking while others play tiki-taka. Some teams try to get set pieces, other teams try to avoid them. There's no one way to play soccer or to attack or to defend. Of course, you should listen to valid points and opinions, but it is up to the teams to decide for themselves how they decide to approach the game. Similarly, in life, one might be promoted at work by working 100-hour weeks, or might determine that they need to further their education. Or maybe they need to change roles or manager within the company, or maybe even change companies. One might determine that their happiness at the moment depends on being focused on their family rather than their career. All of these are valid, but it is up to the individual to define the path for them, rather than let other people decide. Number three, make the people around you better. Lift your teammates. They are your responsibility. If you're getting better but your team is getting worse, you are failing. You must cover for your teammates on defense. You must make runs to create space for them. And of course, you must give them a good pass like they like it and be there to receive one from them when they're in tight situation. In life, just like in soccer, you go further when others rise with you. It is proven that you are an average of the five people closest to you. So the more you help them be better, the more you help yourself. Of course, you can change who you spend time with, but you can't keep changing people around you forever. Instead, make the people around you grow and you will grow with them. Number four, don't confuse patience with passiveness. You need to wait for your moment, but also be proactive, sharp, and ready to take. You might get only one shot on goal in an entire game, but that doesn't mean that you have slept for the rest of the game. You made countless of runs, work hard on defense, pass to your teammates, move the ball, and so on. But you have to be patient for your opportunity, which may come in the 5th or the 85th minute. You don't know when you're going to meet the man or woman of your life. It might be the next door neighbor when you're toddlers, or it might be somebody you meet for the first time decades later. Either way, you must work on yourself to be the good person and deserve a good spouse. There's no passiveness and laziness in this equation. They say luck starts when opportunity meets preparation. Prepare and be patient for your opportunity to come then. Number five, failing does not make you a failure. Every missed shot or bad game is part of the process. The key is responding, not retreating. In sports, not just soccer, the most important play is the next one, not the previous one that we just messed up, nor the one 3 months from now. Focus on the nearest play, the nearest practice, the nearest game. If you can learn from failures, please do. But that failure doesn't define you. What defines you is how you responded to that failure, as a growth opportunity or as an excuse to give up. Life will make you fail in some predictable and many unpredictable ways. Often it will be the cards that you're played to you, but also how you respond to it. The importance of getting up after each defeat means that sooner or later you will win. If you give up, then there's a guarantee that you will not. Number six, body language matters. I've also heard it as a motion creates emotion. How you carry yourself changes how people perceive you and how you perceive yourself. If you're ready to receive the ball but look uninterested, then why would they pass the ball to you? If you look like you're slacking off, it sends a message to your teammates to also slack off. Fair or not, appearance matters in life. I'm not talking about things you cannot control, but things that you can. If you appear that you're not interested in talking to somebody, they will assume that you don't want to talk to them. They don't care if secretly you really want to talk to them, but want to act cool, or simply you don't have the courage. The only signals that they got from you is that you look uninterested. So instead, make sure that your body language sends the signals you want to send. Number seven, you're not always going to play your favorite position. Sometimes you do it for the team. Sometimes you do it for survival. Otherwise, you are going to sit on the bench and don't play at all. There might be three strikers on the team, but no left back. Do you think it's more important to be a striker and lose the game, or do what needs to be done for the team to win? Sometimes life puts us in a role that you didn't ask for. Well, do it well anyway, and you'll grow in ways you didn't expect. I can go down the list of things that I've never really wanted to do, but it was the only way to achieve my goals. So I learned that those things are temporary. Sometimes I knew that because from the get-go, and other times I had to find a way to outgrow them. But I also learned that those experiences shaped me. Now, when I encounter something I don't want to do, I can handle it way better, quickly figuring out in which bucket it goes. Is it temporary? Can I outsource it? Do I dislike it because I'm not good at it or because I've never done it before? Number eight, respect the process, not just the outcome. Trophies are earned in training. What happens in the spotlight is just a reflection of what you did in the dark. The greatest competitor of all time is probably Michael Jordan. His teammates talk about how the practices with him were worse than the games they played. He knew that if the process is right, the results will come. And he made sure that his teammates respected the process so that they can be there for him when it mattered. Life is often a long series of boredom, under, interrupted by moments of eventfulness. If during the moments of boredom we are not focused and dedicated, the moments of eventfulness will pass by us while we are not ready. Simply think about school exams or job interviews. You prepare for hours and hours, over weeks and months, just for an hour worth of testing? That process looks boring and exhausting, but it prepares us for that moment of opportunity. Number nine, leadership isn't about volume, it's about example. Some captains shout, and others lead with their action. Both matter, but only if there is consistency and care. I had a teammate that was objectively the best player on the team and looked like he could score a goal whenever he wanted. But he could never be a captain. He was not helping the teammates on defense. He was complaining whenever a teammate made a mistake or didn't get him the ball. It was frustrating to have him when the team was losing because he was looking for teammates to blame rather than lift them up. You want to follow people who do the things that you know are right. It's not easy to always do the right thing, but you know that if a boss is coming to work at 10 a.m. and leaves at 2 p.m. because they are the boss, while demanding from you to be there 8 hours per day, they've lost the respect from you. If they yell whenever somebody else makes a mistake, but they're very understanding when they make a mistake, then they're not a real leader. So try to do as you say, and say as you do. Lead by example, regardless of the style of communication you have. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Natural ability is a blessing, but grit and discipline build the foundation of long-term success. Don't get me wrong, talent matters. It defines the starting point. But without work, you start seeing these players like Joao Felix or Mario Balotelli, who simply have not lived to their potential. And then there are thousands and thousands of other players who you've never heard of because their talent or their work ethic was even lower. In life, talent only gets you so far. Unlike soccer, where the greatest talent can play at the highest level when they are 15 or 16 years old, many other professions peak much later. You see this thing with doctors or lawyers or politicians. That is because talent is a prerequisite to enter the field, but the hard work of several decades shows the path forward. And even if you end up in a career that offers opportunity for early peak, like a singer or actor, others would not like to work with you if they need to pick up the slack all the time. So your early peak will be too early for your talent. You can control the ref, the weather, or the bounce of the ball, but you can't control your reaction. Soccer, like all other sports, is designed to be equal. Same number of players on both sides, same field, same ball, same goals. It doesn't mean it's fair, because you might prefer smaller fields or artificial grass instead of natural, while your opponent might perform better in other conditions. But there's nothing you can do to change the conditions, just how you perform. Does it mean that you should not complain about the rain and take more long shots that bounce? Absolutely. Life is the same, and it can be even more cruel. So many things are stacked against you, as well as for you. Focus on what's in your control. You cannot change the entire world, but there are so many things you can change. Where you live, who you live with, which job or jobs you work, how you approach every day and every moment of your work and free time, and so on. Don't underestimate just how much you can control in your life while facing something that you really want to change but can't. Number 12, sometimes the best movies a pass. Not everything needs to be done alone. Share the load and trust others. Surround yourself with people that can complement you. While it's great to be the main goal scorer, it's okay to ask your teammates to help, and you should really be glad to assist with that. Maybe it's not your day, or you are guarded by three defenders, or simply the teammates is in a better position. Whatever the reason, it's okay to pass to your teammate and distribute the responsibility. Life can be overwhelming sometimes. Juggling dozens of things that seem equally important and require infinite amount of time can be exhausting and impossible. So maybe you will need your coworker to cover for you while you help a friend in a big trouble. Or you will need your spouse to take care of the kids on their own while you help your parents with something urgent and important. They're there for you, same as you must be there for them when they are going through a hard time. It's normal, it's human, and it's by design to live life together and help each other. Number 13, celebrate the small wins. A great first touch, a clean tackle, a good habit. Recognize progress, not just perfection. Sometimes the game ends 0-0, and it can be still a great game. The life objective in soccer is to compete. Sometimes one team wins, sometimes they lose. Celebrating the small wins will guide the team to the big win. It will encourage the right type of behavior, and once they stack up, they will lead to the big victory. Life is a series of small events that make the journey towards the destination. If the journey is long and we hate every moment of it, then it will be harder to reach the destination we want. So you see students forming studying groups to support each other through the process, or startups being more successful with at least two co-founders. They help each other and lift each other up, but also celebrate their small victories almost on a daily basis. Every team needs different types of people. Not everyone's a striker. Life is better when you appreciate the defenders, the grinders, the quiet workers. You see teams that are great on paper, and then fall apart when playing against a mediocre team. The balance of skills and roles is vital. If a player can score 10% of the time that they get the ball, that might be the best player ever. However, if the rest of the team can't defend and recover the ball and then pass to them, then the team will lose every single game. Understand that the team as a whole needs to defend and attack well. There are some non-negotiables in life, such as honor and respect. However, if you want to work and live with other people, you need to embrace the difference. Celebrate that you might be a better decorator and your spouse might be a better cook. Be happy that your boss is a better negotiator while you're better at delivering service to the clients. Play to your strengths and enable other people in your life to play to theirs. Number 15, play the long game. One bad game doesn't define you. One good moment doesn't make you. Build day by day, on and off the field. The most important thing in youth soccer is to keep playing. And I'm not talking about playing professional. The most important thing is to keep the love of the game. I've seen an 8-year-old kid giving up on soccer after some bad experiences and never playing again. On the other side, I've seen some 38-year-old folks picking up soccer for the first time and they couldn't be happier. They're having fun with their friends and making new ones, staying fit with big smiles on their faces. The long game is about staying in the game with enthusiasm that is natural to all of us. Thank you for watching and let me know in the comments what you've learned from your soccer life. See you in the next one.